lookups, I'm looking for mainly three things. I'm worried about the sky, scale, and the detail of the actual building.
Just using the building's lines any way I can to really just compose my shots. You want to see things in a different way as much as possible. Yeah, obviously you want to use the rule of thirds and that type of things for your composition, but like don't be afraid to explore, try new things, try new angles, try to line them up in weird ways. Like, come on, it's one of the most epic lookups in Chicago.
I don't need a fast shutter speed to shoot lookups, so I can really lower it, keep a steady hand, and really increase my aperture to capture as much depth of field as possible. You could shoot the same lookup so many different ways to tell a different story. You could shoot it on a bright blue day and you get this warm weather type feeling. You can shoot it when it's foggy and the top of the building is disappearing into the sky and you have this moody photo. You shoot when it's raining or snowing and you're always gonna get this different type of vibe and different type of feel to it, which is awesome.
Today I decided, okay, I'm gonna just approach people on the street and see if they're willing to make a picture with me together. Hopefully we'll have some luck to do this today. So, excuse me, I'm a photographer doing a series on 125th Street. Do you mind if I can take your portrait against the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, right, okay. If you could stand right in between here, so you're between those two figures. Awesome, thank you so much. That's cool, just like, This person, Michael, I approached him because he has this really like gregarious personality and you can see it from his exterior. And I really thought, let me just pose him against the wall. Since he's such a big personality, he fits perfectly into this mural as one of the mural people that you see. My thinking is, let me take a picture of him doing various formats because I really wanted him in the context of the mural people. So I took one sort of in landscape format, one in portrait format. I also didn't want him to really pose too much. So in this case, I said, you know what, just do you. Because some people maybe need it, to kind of bring out a certain personality. And I even tell them, think a certain specific thought. In this case, like he already gave me what I wanted. So I just said, look, don't do too much. So even if the initial energy is not good, just hang around for a couple more minutes and see what develops. One of my mentors called finishing the shot. Stay in one spot until you exhaust all the possibilities that present themselves.
One thing I tend to look for more at night than any other time is abstraction. Using light sources, reflections, removing reference points to just make a graphical composition. When you're just walking around and you see a nice big element like this, I was just wondering what I could do with it, the reflection of the lamppost just disappearing into that. And then there's a point a little bit further over where you line up the edge of the building, losing that reference point. When things are flipped, you just stop understanding the scale of things. You can't tell sort of where this element sits from that element because you've got nothing in the foreground to reference from. So it just flattens the entire scene down, becomes a lot more confusing. Just love the way the ceiling here is reflecting off the open pianos. That's the kind of shot you really just make an excuse to go inside and actually shoot that from in there.
When it comes to shooting vanishing points, we always look for something with a lot of symmetry. This is literally perfect because this looks like it goes on forever. Also during this time of day right now, it's like about 11 o'clock, like almost noon. This is like when the light is the strongest, so that gives like this crazy effect of having like not only the lines from the train tracks, but also the lines from the train tracks from the shadows. So it's like a dual play on it. So you get a nice composed sandwich of light and composition and vanishing point. I think a big key is to lining it up symmetrically. So having like 2 leading lines or any kind of leading lines, it always helps. So the lines that I'm focusing on is these 2 big ones right here, like these 2 big French fries. It goes straight down. It's a good time to do it now.
I'm gonna take another stride by. I'm also gonna incorporate symmetry. So I'm gonna position myself in between those sets of windows and I'm gonna wait for the right subject. When you're shooting a stride by, for example, you wanna make sure that your camera's like leveled with the wall that you're taking a photo of, because like the automatic instinct is to just like put your camera and like shoot. But like you're forgetting sometimes that if it's tilted up a bit too much or if it's tilted down too much, then the lines are gonna converge. They're gonna come more into the photo at the top, or they're gonna gear away from the photos like as they go to the top or to the bottom based on whether you're tilted in more or you're tilted out. So one thing I've become very conscious of is having my camera as flat to the wall as possible. Honestly, in this situation, the most important thing to do is like be patient, but the other thing is to not get too hung up on something. Like if something passes you and you're really excited about capturing it, like don't like hang your head if like you're not capturing it or if it's simply not happening anymore, because it's already gone. Like you can't do anything about it. You just have to move on and try to make the scenario better. I think I might be able to do it right now.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our latest videos.